So in previous lecture we have finished with the Gibbs free energy and the various relation related with the free energies like chemical potential or the various partial molar properties, and there we have derived certain formulas as well as solved some numericals. Okay, now we will start with certain new concept. So that concept is fugacity and the activity. So fugacity or this activity concept are quite applicable to the real solutions. Okay, now so far we have seen the ideal gas equation or some uh, ideal gas equation for the gaseous, and for the solution purpose we have seen the concentration term, but now onwards we will see the this fugacity term and the activity term. But the fugacity term is and this activity term are applicable to the real gases as well as real solutions. Okay, now this free energy calculations for the real gases require the new term which is to be defined as the fugacity, and this fugacity term is given by what, given by this scientist, that is again Jean Lewis. Okay, so this concept is applicable for the real gases. Now we know that this at constant temperature this Gibbs free energy change is what, delta G is equals to RT ln of P2 by P1. See, already we have derived these formulas. Now similarly this equation is being not applicable to what, the real gases, as they does not obey the real gas equation or the ideal gas equation. What is that? So this equation can be only be useful for the ideal gases, since we have used the ideal gas equation in the derivation purpose, that is PV is equals to nRT or PV is equals to RT for 1 mole of gases. So in order to apply this equation to the real gases, Lewis has introduced the new function called as fugacity F, and it is replaced by the pressure in the equation. Okay, above equation. So instead of using the pressure we will use the fugacity. So delta G is equals to, or integration of G is equals to integration of RT upon F into dF, or simply this G is equals to RT ln of F plus B. So B constant that we need to determine. Hence for the change of state of real gases, same formula can be obtained. Likewise we have seen for the ideal gases, but instead of pressure we will use the fugacity term. So fugacity can be explained as the escaping tendency of a gases or escaping tendency of the phase. Means what, means it is some related with the pressure only. So if we will consider the pressure, it is what, it is the how much that molecule will exert the force on the wall of a container, so that will be the pressure of a given gas. Okay, so similar type of thing is that the fugacity is there, but this fugacity is the escaping tendency, means how much that gases can be get escape from the given container. So consider a system which is having a liquid water in contact with its vapors. Now the water molecule in the liquid phase will have the tendency to escape in the vapor phase, whereas the vapor phase molecule will have the tendency to condense into the liquid phase. So this process is being the continuous one. So when these two phases are or these two tendencies are become equal, the system will reaches to the equilibrium, that is the vapor pressure of liquid will becomes the constant at constant temperature. So this equilibrium state is at a point at which the escaping tendency of the constituent gases is same in the all part or the all phases of the system. Okay, so indirectly we are saying that at equilibrium this escaping tendency or the fugacity of vapor phase become equals to the fugacity of the liquid phase. Okay, so that is the important thing. So when equilibrium is there, we can say that this fugacity of the two phases are equal. Okay, now let us consider the derivation part. So Lewis has pointed out that the escaping tendency can be measured by using the quantity F, which is called as a fugacity, which is related to the free energy of the substance per mole. So we have already derived this formula, that is delta G is equals to RTLN of F2 by F1. So this is the important formula for the real gases. So at absolute value of G is not possible, we can only we find it's the difference. Okay, difference can be find out. Now in order to find out the constant, integration constant B, consider the standard state. So the standard state for the G is what? G0 is considered, and the fugacity f dash of the system is the standard state. So G0 is equals to what? RT log of E f dash. But in the case of pressure, we will consider standard state as what? The standard state is considered to be the atmospheric pressure, that is here one will come and we will get some G0 values. But now for the fugacity we don't know the standard condition, so we will simply substitute it as the f dash. So G minus G0 is equals to RT ln of f upon f dash, or G is equals to G0 plus RT of ln f upon f dash, or f upon f dash, which is the A, some another constant which is called as activity. Now equation 1.72 will become what? So if we substitute this as A, so simply G is equals to G naught plus RT ln of A. So it is followed from the equation 1.77 that the standard state is equals to G0. Okay, so G0 is equals to RT ln of A. So in standard state, activity is being the unity constant. In any other state, the value of activity can be determined by the difference in the Gibbs free energies, that is G minus G0. So for standard state, this activities comes out to be the unity. Okay, so keep in mind this activity should be unity or 1 in the standard state, and for the ideal gas we will take the pressure as a unity. Okay, now the free energy change between the two states, that is delta G, is equals to RT ln of A2 by A1, and for the n number of moles, this is the important equation for the n number of moles, that is delta G is equals to nRT ln of A2 by A1, or for the ideal gas we can say that delta G is equals to nRT of ln of P2 by P1. Okay, so these are the two important relations that we have obtained for the ideal gas and real gases. So instead of taking the pressure, we will just taking the fugacity, and from fugacity we have come across to the activity term. Okay, so activity is the just the ratio of fugacity of gas in the actual state to the fugacity of gas in the standard state. Okay, so now in solution, the activities are considered by the use of mutual attraction or ionization, or the reaction of solute with the solvent, etc. Okay, now hence more exact results can be obtained when the concentration term is being replaced by the activities term. So sometime even the potentiometry practicals we have come across these terms, activities. Okay, activities and the activity coefficient for the solution. So there we are not using the concentration term, we will using the activities term. So why we are using the activities term? Because the actual concentration and the effective concentration or observed concentration, these two are the quite different one. Okay, for the real solution, and this is happening because of the more attraction of the solution or more ionization than the expected one, or the reaction of solute, that is a association reaction or the dissociation reaction of the solute in the solvent. So the various possibilities are there. So depending upon the various possibilities, we have to consider the activities for the real solution rather than the concentration one. So however, in the dilute solutions, the above effect are get negligible, and hence does not take into the free energy values appreciably, and the direct substitution of the concentration term for the activities in the free energy expression gives the exact results. Okay, so for dilute solution we are not using the activity term, but for the concentrated solution we have to use the activity term. So for an ideal gas, the fugacity is equals to the pressure of the gas. So for any gas in the standard state, this activity upon pressure, that is the standard state, should be equals to unity. So for activity or for ideal solution, this fugacity is become equals to the pressure, or F upon P is being unity. So however, for the real gases, the ratio will fluctuate as the pressure of gas P increases, and ratio F upon P will become the less than unity. So higher the deviation from the ideality is observed, so higher will be the deviation from the unity. So therefore this F upon P ratio is called as a activity coefficient, which is represented by what? Gamma of the gas. So for ideal gas, this gamma tends to unity when this fugacity is tending towards the pressure of a gas. So we can say that this fugacity and the pressure of a gas are equal, whereas for the real gases this fugacity is always less than unity at higher pressure. At low pressure or at low concentration, this activity might be equals to unity. So simply this fugacity is pressure of a gas into activity coefficient, or activity of gas is equal, or activity of a solution is equals to concentration into activity coefficient. So this is more familiar formula that we have come across into the potentiometry, but this is certain new formula which is applicable to the real gases. Okay, now we will again have the detailed derivation of this activity coefficient and the activity in the electrochemistry part. Okay, so this is for the real gases. So for real solution we will see that in the electrochemistry part. Now hence the chemical potential of the gas can be expressed as the mu is equals to mu 0 plus RT ln of P, or mu is equals to mu 0 plus RT ln of A for the real gases, because it is the correct expression. If we express the pressure instead of that, we can express as the activity. So for pure substance, mu is equals to G. So this is already we have seen. Now here are the some numericals related with the activity and activity coefficient as well as fugacity. So calculate the free energy change when 1 mole of a gas is being compressed from 2 kilopascal to the 18 kilopascal. So compression is there at 300 Kelvin. Okay, the fugacities of the gases at 300 Kelvin is 1.8 kilopascal and 7.1 kilopascal at initial and final pressure respectively. So fugacities are given, so we have to use the formula of fugacity. So here temperature is given 300 Kelvin, then fugacity to F2 is 7.1, it is 1.8. So simply find out that is comes out to be 3.423 joules. Okay, so this is all about the fugacity of gas and the uh, its derivation part, as well as what is the relation of activity and the activity coefficient. Okay, so from next lecture onwards we will see the remaining portion, that is the variation of the equilibrium constant with temperature as well as pressure. So there are these certain Raoult's law, or the other concepts are there related with this equilibrium constant. So we will try to see that concept in the next lectures. Okay.